Welcome back to the Stoke Metabolic Podcast, where we talk health, fitness, and pretty much everything in between. I'm your host, Coach Tom. In each episode, I'm going to try to look at the strategies that are going to help you improve your health while navigating the chaos of the fitness industry, while also promoting a focus on getting stronger, eating better, and just living your healthiest life. So looking back in hindsight, this probably should have been my very first episode. It's probably the most important one I'll record. I've taken a ton of notes. I'll be looking at those the whole time. But this is the episode I break down my fitness mindset and give you an actionable plan to start your journey on a healthier life. So I want to dive right in. Why do you start working out? And you could throw that in the comments. Like, this is going to be a driver for a lot of people. For some people, it's to feel stronger. Some, it's going to be to increase your confidence, and a whole lot is going to be to lose weight. I've been in the industry for 15 years, and most people start by wanting to lose weight. So the good news for you is we're going to focus on strength training here, and strength training is by far the most effective way to not only increase your muscle mass and improve your health, but strength training is one of the most effective ways to increase your metabolism. More metabolism, better metabolism, more fat burn. Strength training is going to give us a ton of wins. We're going to improve our flexibility, our blood pressure, our cholesterol. We're going to have better balance. We're going to reduce our risk of injury. We're also going to get stronger, not just physically, but mentally. Because strength training, at the end of the day, it's hard work. And the big problem for a lot of people is they don't know where the hell you start. So where the hell do you start? That's what I'm here for. And it's time to get you to work so you can get moving and get stronger. That's what my mindset is. We're going to break down all of the madness, get through all of the confusion, and focus on getting you lifting weights, and not just lifting weights, but actually strength training. I'm going to try to simplify it as much as I can so we can cover all the bases and just make sure you're set to start lifting. The gym can be a very intimidating place, especially when you start. I was intimidated. So I'm going to break down all that confusing lingo you're going to hear in the gym world. I'm going to discuss the important terminology you're going to hear on the journey. We'll break down the difference between just exercising and following a proper strength training program. Because I'm sorry to say it, a lot of you are just exercising and you're not following a real program. And we're going to cover the important movements today. Movements you should be choosing on your strength journey and you should incorporate into a strength training program, and how to measure your progress, and most importantly, what to do next. So I think we just start at the beginning, and some of this is going to be very basic for some of y'all. Some of y'all are going to be very familiar. And if you are, skip ahead. If not, tune in. We're going to navigate through the lingo. I'm sure you've heard some of it before. It's going to seem repetitive, but strength training is the big one. And that's what we're here to talk about. What is strength training? It's your ability to exert force on an object. So we're going to measure that in many different ways, but in the gym, it's going to be how much weight you're lifting. Lifting 10 pounds, you're lifting 15 pounds. That's how much force you're exerting on something. If you're doing a bench press, how much weight do you have on the bar? The next is going to be one you might not have heard of. It's hypertrophy. That might be something completely new to you. Hypertrophy is a big word in the gym world. Most people are going to associate hypertrophy with getting big and muscular. They're right. Hypertrophy is increasing muscle in either the size or the quantity. Hypertrophy and strength training go together like peanut butter and jelly. Unless you don't like peanut butter and jelly, then I'm sorry. But you don't need to really worry about separating them until you become a more advanced lifter. That's when you go into more hypertrophy phases, and you're going to get hypertrophy when you start strength training. So your main focus early on should be to get stronger and stronger as much as you can. After that, we focus a little more on intensity. Intensity in strength training is how much you are lifting. We're not concerned when you're doing strength training with how sweaty you are, how sore you get, how out of breath you are. These are not good indicators of a proper workout. It's just something the fitness industry is trying to sell you. I'm sorry to say it. But the next thing we'll look at are sets and reps. These are super easy, right? But a rep is, how many times you can complete an exercise. If we're talking about the bench press, how many times you can consecutively lower the weight to your chest and drive it back up with proper form before you need a rest. Sets is how many times you do that in a row after that rest period. Another term is going to be rest. Like, that's an important one. And that's how long you take between sets to recover and prepare for the next set. If you're coming from a group fitness class, you might hate rest. You might not realize rest is a good thing. But in proper strength training, you need rest. I can't bench press 275 pounds for 8 reps and then do it again 5 seconds later. That's not how you strength train. What about, exercise and exercises? They're two different things. Various exercises are the movements. You've got your deadlift, your squat, your bench press, your bicep curl, things like that. Those are exercises. Exercising is more like you're going for a run, you're playing volleyball, you're doing the bench press. Now you are exercising. Strength training is, it's going to be a little different than exercising, just going through the motions. Strength training, to put it in the simplest terms, strength training is exercising to achieve a goal or exercising with intention. And I'm huge on exercising with intention. You should always have a goal that you're working towards. That goal could be anything. It could be improving your physique, increasing the weight on the bar. If you're an athlete, it could definitely be improving your performance. But whatever it is, it has to have a clearly defined goal behind it. And that's the problem I see when I hear about a lot of people exercising is they don't have a clearly defined goal. And without any solid goal, or with any solid goal, you need a plan on how you're going to get there. So one of my main goals at Stoke Metabolic is to help people get stronger, increase their muscle mass, help them live their fittest lives. I'm not here to get you jacked, but if we increase your muscle, you're going to have a healthier, fitter, most likely longer life. And we do that by following a plan. So not just throwing a bunch of exercises together and hoping for results, like say, throw a bunch of shit at the wall, something's going to stick eventually. If you want to succeed in transforming your body, find a good plan, stick to the plan, stick to the plan, stick to the plan, stick to the plan. I will say it. So many people fail because their plans aren't sustainable and they lose motivation. They get bored. Like with a properly built and structured strength training plan to follow, it's a hell of a lot easier, especially even for me, to stay on track and, execute the plan day after day. It eliminates the excuses and you start making progress versus randomly going to the gym and be like, oh, I think I'll do bicep curls today. And then, at the end, you're not seeing progress and you hope things are going to be different and you stop and they're not, because they're not different, and you just lose motivation. So with a plan, you're going in focus and you don't ever have to say, am I in the mood to lift today? Or should I run today? Or should I do like a HIIT class? Or, maybe because I ate more, I'm going to do a HIIT class. I'm sore. Maybe I should do yoga. I don't know. Stick to the plan. Jesus, stick to the plan. So, there's five keys. I almost put out 4 fingers. There are 5 keys to a proper plan. These are what your plan should incorporate. The first, I would say, is going to be focusing on intensity. And we said intensity is going to be lifting more weights on a strength training plan. Number 2, efficiency. Do you want to spend 3 hours a day, 7 days a week in the gym? I don't. I used to. I don't have the time, and I don't think you need to either. You're not a bodybuilder, so you don't need to invest your entire life into it. We want to maximize the time we have in the gym and utilize the exercises that give you the most bang for your buck. Number 3, progression. This is where a lot of people drop the ball. This one is huge. If you're just lifting weights for the sake of lifting weights, you will never make progress outside of the newbie gains. Like you'll go in, it'll work for a little bit because it's all fresh, and you'll stop and you'll get very frustrated. You got to be able to track and measure your strength and progress. Workout after workout, week after week, with a goal of improving over time. This is why I give people the same exercises week after week. They're like, oh, that's boring. I'm doing the same exact thing. And you should be doing it to get better at it. Number 4 is safety. Lifting heavy is not easy on your body. So you want to avoid high impact and high stress movements. Focus on the body's natural range of motion and execute movements in the way your body was meant to in the safest possible manner. Lastly, and I can't put enough emphasis on this one, I said they're all important. This is super important. Recovery. Your program should not just focus on what you do in the gym for an hour, but it needs to take into account the other 23 hours of your day. This means eating enough to rebuild muscle. It means sleeping enough to feel rested and strong for your next workout. reduce the stress in other areas of your life, and you're going to feel better when you go into the gym. It's just simple math, man. But you just might be asking now, what exercises should I be doing? Short answer, compound lifts. Long answer is a lot of you probably don't even know what that means. This is a starter type of episode. These are the exercises that work more than one muscle group at a time. They increase your bang for your buck, and that's my goal. We can do bicep curls, and they're just going to work those biceps. We can do chin-ups, and they're going to work the biceps. They're going to work the back. They're going to work the core. They're going to work the forearms, your grip strength. That is what we call bang for your buck, baby. That's what we want. Barbell exercises are probably going to be the best here because they satisfy everything I mentioned above. If you don't have access to barbells, maybe you go to a gym that only has machines and treadmills. Buy a barbell or just join a new gym. Those are your options, but barbells are going to be, get you the most bang for your buck. They're going to maximize strength gains and workout efficiency. And they're going to hit all those other notes that I talked about above. I promise it will make a world of difference when you start strength training. I don't want to overcomplicate things. Like, strength programs work because they're not overly complicated and they follow simple principles. You don't need a ton of fancy equipment. You don't need those fancy machines that are, hydraulic. You don't need kettlebells. You don't need BOSU balls. You need treadmill, elliptical, all this stuff. You don't need high intensity training. And really, you don't even need to run if your goal is fat loss. And I like to run, but if fat loss is the goal, I'll take strength training any day of the week, and I will have much better success than a runner any day of the week. Barbell compound lifts, maybe the occasional dumbbell in the mix. It's going to be the most effective way to progress on a strength program. Just generally with your fitness. When we do those compound lifts, we need to look at the important exercises. And people always say, like, we're not doing enough of this. Isn't this exercise important? Shouldn't we be doing more of this? Not every exercise is important. Like, I have not and will not ever do a burpee because I cannot find a damn reason other than it hurts. It makes my knees hurt. It makes me sweat. Makes my back hurt. That is not a prerequisite of a good workout. Being sore is not a good indicator of how good your workout was. I'm not sorry for saying that. I'll say it again. You've got 3 upper body and 3 lower body ones that we're really going to talk about. Lower body, squat, deadlift, lunge. These are staples. They are the big ones. When we're looking at your upper body, you've got your overhead press, you got your bench press, and for the pull movements, like your back, we can either do a row or a pull-up or a chin-up. These are your foundational movements. Every other movement you see in the gym is built from these. They're foundational because they are the foundation of every exercise out there. So that is why we do that, and that's why we focus on them. We focus on performing them with proper form, increasing the weights or reps each time we do that workout. And I promise you will get stronger. You'll get leaner if you're eating correctly, and you're going to get in better shape, and you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. And another promise, unless you're eating like a bodybuilder, you will not look like a bodybuilder. There's many ways that you can kick off a strength training program. There's many ways you can get started. You can join a gym, hire a personal trainer, but check their credentials. I mean, I've hired plenty of people in the gym. Most have paper certificates and haven't trained people before in their lives other than themselves. Look for somebody experienced in strength training. If they throw you on an ab machine or a leg press day one, don't go back. You could also download a program online. There's so many out there I could break down, and that might be another episode, but I started with Westside Barbell Conjugate Method. Another great one is Starting Strength by Mark Ripito. There are hundreds available, and there's 5 good ones. Don't fall for the influencer you see on Instagram who sends you a basic template designed to make you sweat, designed to make you feel like garbage because you feel like that's what works. They don't actually help you progress. It's just designed to make you feel like you're going to progress. Option 3, you can hire an online coach. These coaches build your program around you, build it around your goals. Most of us, not all of us, but talk to them first. Make sure they listen to you. And I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been in the online space for 10. It's equally important to me that I'm the right fit for my client as much as, and they're the right fit for me. If you go online, make sure the program accounts for multiple things. Your lifestyle needs. I work with some people that are stay-at-home moms and have all the time in the world. I work with others that work 9 to 5s, and in reality, they work 7 to 9s, similar to my wife. They're busy and they hustle. Make sure they account for your individual goals. Not one of my clients is the same. It would be a failure on my end as a coach to give them all the same program. I'd be a terrible coach. Make sure they take into account your struggles. So a trainer is going to take you through a program. It's probably going to be something they like. And I see this all the time. A coach is going to meet you regularly, have a chat like this one-on-one. They're going to work through your struggles. They're going to guide you to success. They're going to give you actionable steps, week after week, and hold you accountable, because a lot of us just need to be held accountable. And, probably most importantly, make sure they meet you where you are. If you haven't exercised in 15 years and you're just starting and they start throwing like really complex, crazy stuff at you, they're not meeting you where you are. They're handing you a plan that, it's an Excel spreadsheet or whatever. All right, go for it. Do 50 exercises. Make sure they invest in their business. Like I have my own app. It has exercise demos. I tell people, send me the videos of you doing these exercises. Let's see them. I want to give you feedback. You might be in California or you might be in Ohio. I work with people all over the place and I get videos all day and I'm like, let's try to fix this. Make sure you're executing properly. There's a lot of variables, but make sure you just vet them out, ask them questions. Again, anytime I do an initial call with somebody, one of the big things is not just making sure I am the right fit for them, but making sure they're the right fit for me. I've had plenty of people where I just say, just based on what we've talked about, I don't think we're the right fit for each other. I might be able to refer you to another coach. Maybe he or she will be a better fit. Like my business does well enough that I have the luxury of being able to do that. And I want somebody that I know I'm going to be able to navigate to success and is going to be willing to follow the plan. Not somebody that's like, well, no, I like doing this better. And I'm like, you've been doing that for 10 years and you haven't got results. Like I've seen that. I've seen people that are so stuck on a plan that hasn't worked for them in years. And I'm like, I don't know if we're going to be able to change your mindset because you enjoy this exercise form that you're doing now, but you also you're telling me it didn't work. Like you're talking to me because it's not getting you the results you wanted or you believed in. So vet them out. Make sure you guys, you're going into not a marriage, but you're a partnership where it's my goal to help you succeed and it's your goal to succeed. And that is, that's how we both win. That's what I look for when I'm vetting out clients. And, I have, if any of you are watching any of my current clients, I hope you stay to the end. I have the best clients in the world and I'm glad you picked me to work with you. And I'm glad that I said yes, because my current roster, which is pretty much full, is amazing and I wouldn't trade them. Like they're awesome. So that's my guide on how you get started strength training and how you follow a proper strength training program. If you got questions, leave them in the comments, shoot me a DM, give the video a like, a share, something. Help me spread the word of fitness. I'm trying, like I've said before, I'm trying to get more into the habit of recording, getting a little more comfortable in front of the camera again. And, I'm here to serve. And if I can't tell, but if you could see Coda, he says hi and he sends his love. And with that, we're going to sign off. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.